What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. This video, I want to discuss Tom Holland's comments on the new Uncharted movie, the Uncharted script. Obviously, him being on the road doing the press tour with Chris Pratt for Onward. People have asked him about Uncharted, which is awesome to hear, and I think we're going to be hearing a little bit more of it probably over the next couple months before they end up starting to film it. But let's go over what he said and kind of give my reactions to it. I mean, there's some stuff I think to be gathered from what he said. Speaking during an interview with IGN, Tom Holland, who is set to play Nathan Drake in the upcoming Uncharted film, has heaped praise on the movie's script, saying it's one of the best I've ever read. I read the newest draft of the script on the way over here, and it's one of the best scripts I've ever read. It really, really jumps off the page. I think what Uncharted offers that most video game films don't is that it's an origin story to the games. So if you played the games, you haven't seen what's going on in the film. And if you haven't played the games, you're going to enjoy the film because it's information that everyone else is getting at the same time. But I'm super excited to make that movie, and it's been a long time coming. Holland also added that he's confident Mark Wahlberg will, I don't want to say the word blanket, as Sully, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It goes on. Uncharted, this movie has obviously been quite an ordeal, okay, over the last several years, to be quite honest with you. And we've covered it a little bit on the channel. We talked about it a few weeks ago when it was delayed again, like the newest time. I talked about kind of just my displeasure with, hey, I think you probably shouldn't even touch something like this. You probably shouldn't even do a movie. And then now that you have been trying to, it's really not insulting, but it's just kind of crazy that it's taken you this long. Now, here's a couple of things we can read from this. It's a prequel, which, okay, I like what he said. I don't think Mark Wahlberg is going to be that great as Sully. That's one thing I'm just going to disagree with. I really don't know if he can bring it the way that Sully. He's going to have to prove it to me. It's really a prove-it situation because I don't see him being a good Sully. But you know what? Prove me. I want him. I don't want him to be bad, by the way. Prove me wrong. Prove to me that you can be a really good, like a younger Sully, a Sully that we saw in the young Nathan Drake moments in Uncharted 3. That is the Sully I want to see. I do want to see more of that, and if he's going to give me that, that's totally cool. Now, it being a prequel to the movies, there's some questions I have with that. Now, it's not me, like, accusing the movie or, like, attacking it. Like, I legitimately have some questions with that, and it's, okay, so if it's a younger Nathan Drake story, but Tom Holland's 23, he'll be 24 in June. So this isn't Uncharted 3 and 4 when they did the young moments with him and Sam and stuff like that. It's not that young Nathan Drake, right? Because he was like a teenager, or actually Uncharted 4 he was even younger. Uncharted 3 he was getting there, but he wasn't close to his 20s, right? So Tom Holland being in his early 20s, you could argue, I think Nathan Drake is supposed to be in his early 30s in Uncharted 1. So this is like 10-ish years, give or take, before Uncharted 1. So, like, where does it, like, what are you going to do? Like, I assume they're going to have a love interest because these kind of movies kind of need to have some, like, a partner to your main protagonist, right? But it can't be Elena because he hasn't met her yet. What I do like about this is it seems like they are respecting the source film. Now, a film that just came out in Sonic, one of the more like praiseworthy things of it, and even what the director has come out and said is like, hey, we tried to make this movie for the fans that have been here for 30 years. We wanted to respect the source material, and we wanted to give it to you. When the design was absolutely atrocious for Sonic, we changed it, right? Because we are listening. I hope this Uncharted movie is taking pages from that, saying, okay, people love the games. People are I don't think it's just me. People are very skeptical that this movie should even be made in the first place. So if we're going to do it, we need to do it right, and we need to make this movie respectful of the games. We're not going to change anything that happened in the games. And now the question is, I don't think you put this much money, this much time, and have used this many years in general to get this thing going if you only were planning one movie. Tomb Raider, which is now going to be filming its second movie, I didn't think, it set up a second movie, and I enjoyed the first one. It was okay. I didn't like it. I wouldn't even say I liked it. Like, it was an average action film that I guess I would see a second one, probably not pay money for, but it's getting a second movie. So, like, they are trying to have an actual franchise with Tomb Raider, right? So, like, you look at that, and you see, like, Uncharted, I think, would absolutely try to do that. Now, the question would be, okay, this movie, say it comes out like next year, late next year, so Tom Holland's more 24 and a half, right? So as the years go on, if they try and do a movie, say, every 3 or 4 years, I mean, the next movie that would come out, he would be closer to the age that Nathan Drake was in Uncharted 1. So it's like, all right, so if you're going to go the whole respectful route, which is, I mean, I want that, by the again, I like that approach to it. Does that mean that the second movie in this Uncharted franchise, from like just the movies, do they do Uncharted 1 but as a movie? Like, are they going to do that, Uncharted 1, 2, 3, 4? Or then do they get in the more, like, where they just try and do their own thing and they want to be more creative and do stuff like that? That honestly is the questions I have. I know that that's taking it to a whole new step. That's assuming that the movie even does good to be able to make more movies. But that is kind of just the mental thought I have with a lot of things in life. I always kind of talk about the thing happening right now just for a little bit, and I kind of jump to what's next. That's just how I do it. But no, Uncharted, I mean, this movie, I hope it's good. God, I really hope it's good. I've always said that. I want it to be good. I would prefer it doesn't exist, but if it's going to happen, I think Tom Holland can do it. I know a lot of people disagree with me there. I really do think he can be a solid Nathan Drake for that age group. We're not looking at a Nathan Fillion. We're not looking for him to recreate Nolan North in the same way that was done in the games. I mean, yeah, I do want him to act like Nathan Drake and act like the Nolan North Nathan Drake. But again, he's younger, right? He's in his early 20s, so that's just a different approach just in general. But I'm hoping. I mean, I think, I don't know. Do actors say that all the time? I feel like I hear actors and actresses saying that they read scripts all the time that really jump out on them or jump out at them. And, like, if they're signing on to a film, like, they read the scripts and they're blown away with it and they're like, I just have to join this project. So I think that's just something that people say, but I guess you don't have to say it in general, so the fact that he did say it is a good thing, right? I mean, I guess if he didn't say anything in general, that would be looked at as a negative. So at least he likes the script, and hopefully they film it this year, right? I mean, I don't know. Right now, it's obviously a wait-and-see approach. Right now, I like the comments he's saying. I don't think Mark Wahlberg is going to be good. Again, it's a prove-it situation. You can take quite a bit from his comments, but you can't take the most. The bigger things that are going to happen is when we do get like a synopsis, is when we do get what's the supporting cast. Is it only going to be Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg that are carrying this film, or do you have I'd just call them A-listers, right? Tom Holland is an up-and-coming guy who's doing so many movies in general. Spider-Man, like he is Spider-Man, all that stuff. So he's a huge name. And even Mark Wahlberg has been a huge name for a long time. But do you just have them? Do you have like a really big female, like we talked about, if they did like an Elena? I think Daisy Ridley would be a good Elena, but like obviously they can't do Elena, so maybe they do somebody else. Do you pick like an A-list female to like round out like a trio? I think you need more than just those two in order for it to really stand out. So there's a whole lot more to be gained from like knowledge-wise over the next couple months. I think it's going to be really, really exciting. We'll be covering it on the channel. Let me know in the comments below, guys. You guys seem to have really enjoyed these Uncharted videos I made. I mean, I adore. There are probably people that adore it more on YouTube or are more knowledgeable, but it's my favorite franchise on the entire planet. I guess games, movies, anything. I adore Uncharted. I love the fact that I'm able to cover it on YouTube. So if there's anything you want me to cover, Uncharted game related or Uncharted movie related, let me know in the comments below, and I will be staying up to date with anything that happens on this movie, or if there's a brand new game, I'll be on top of it. You can check out this channel for more stuff. I'm sure I will do. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, all that stuff, and I will see you all on the next video.